Good morning. We are live. We're live and direct. Happy Saturday. Just rounding out some corners here. This thing a nice little look. Oh yeah, so much better. Hey, Peter. What's going on, brother? How are you? Mental fatigue, anything up? Yeah, generally, it's been a lot. Yeah, I'll fill you guys in. There's been a lot going on at work. And I am both disturbed and bothered by a lot of the stuff that's going on at work. And at the same time, I'm also happy for us as employees. Ken, excuse me. What's going on? Oh, man. Sorry. Good morning. How are you? I think I need a sip of coffee. I finished customizing some of my airbrushes. Ended up like I hoped for. Customizing some of my airbrushes. Can you define what you mean by customizing? I'm curious now. Yeah, right. Got 2 of these done. And they look good. Not gonna lie. Perfect? No. Good? Yep. So I'm not sure if I told anybody this, but we were told during one of our staff meetings that this is at work, that we were going to be offered ownership of the company, meaning that we're going to get a percentage of the company as the owner decides to get ready to move on. Hey, Tony, good morning. Nick, what's up, man? Sounds great. Love it. Right. Only to then what they did was they presented that to us almost 2 weeks ago. A week ago, whenever the hell it was. And all of us, there are 8 employees involved, 7 employees involved in this in this deal. We get a percentage. I was going to have 5% ownership of the company. Anyway, so we looked at the paperwork, and it's like everything about this just screamed wrong. A number of people reviewed it with legal counsel. Others reviewed it with other business people. And then we all discussed it internally. And to a person, we decided, thank you, but no thank you. And I think that surprised a lot of people when we said we were going to say no. And the reason we said no is because, and I'm not going to go into the details of it. As my answer when I was asked, so are you going to be signing this? I said, this is not in my best interest, nor in my family's best interest. And I left it at that. So it's a disturbing situation because we think something's going on behind the scenes in terms of a sale. We just don't know what it is. And it's not going in the direction that we had always discussed with the owner, because the owner is a big fat fucking liar. Yeah, I'm being a little harsh on him, but not too far from the truth. And in any case, but as employees, we stuck together, and frankly, they're in a position they really can't do anything to us. Any one of us, I mean, we're a small, tight group. Any one of us leaves, it's going to cause harm. A couple of us leave, it causes irreparable harm. Anyway, I'm going to leave it with that. But anyway, so I'm both, bothered by what's going on, but at the same time, I'm excited by what's going on because I'm very proud of the people that I work with. They are excellent people. We don't always agree. We bicker, but they are some of the best people I've worked with. And I truly believe that our team is a team made up of people who are committed to helping each other out. And I think that's strong. We've gotten tighter as the owner has gotten crazier. All right. So with that, I saw some of the 2025 limited edition sets from Gallery. So the crimson red parts plus converted 3 Mobius 0.2 airbrushes to 0.2, 0.3, and 0.5 versions. Nice. Convert my Studio G swallowtail to the new handle and back part. Nice. Wow, you've done quite a bit of extensive work. I'm interested. Glad you're bringing this up, because one of the things I've been actually thinking about getting for an airbrush, I want a trigger style, but I was actually thinking of getting one with a 0.7 nozzle, something that is basically just blast paint. And I've noticed like most people will do a 0.2, 0.35 or 3 and a 0.5. Does anybody use a larger airbrush? I'm curious. Because if you're doing like an example, last night, one of the guys at our meeting, he had a Chinese knockoff of a Schleger's GM. Basically, he took the 1144 and made it up, and I guess his company sized it up to a 1/72nd. That's a pretty good size model. A lot of surface. 1.7 makes a lot of sense. So, guys. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense in terms of just coverage, like a lot of coverage over large parts. I use a 0.3 and a 0.4. Interesting. Yeah, I've got a 0.2, 0.35, and 0.5, and I'm happy with those. And I am going to get a trigger style at some point, which will likely end up being a 0.5, because I'm having a hard time finding a good one that's a 0.7 without going to a Grex. And I'm not going to buy a Grex. Only in a spray gun seems a bit of overkill for anything model size. I think it depends. A 0.7 could work really nicely. Here's an example: the Dendrobium, dude. You trying to paint that thing with a with a 0.5 or a 0.35? Oh my God, it'll take you forever. Is used exclusively for priming at 0.5. Okay, so it does have a 0.7. Thank you, Peter. Usually spray surfacer through the 0.4, but 85% of the time I stick with my 0.3. Yeah. I got 3 airbrushes. 3 that I currently use. Let's start with and this is the one that'll probably end up getting retired first. And by retired, I mean, I'll probably end up giving it to my daughter. This is my Iwata Neo, which I've converted to a 0.5. I bought all the needle, the nozzle, and the tip for this thing to convert it to a 0.5. And that's basically the thing that requires like a lot of paint being thrown out. The workhorse, I'm sorry, this is the 0.2 GSI Krios. This is the PS267. It's one of their entry level airbrushes. I like it. It's okay. It's worked well. I need to still play with it a little bit more. But the workhorse is the Eclipse HPCS 0.35. This brush, it works well. You know, the thing about an airbrush is I've had now, what, 5 or 6 over the years. They've all worked well. I mean, even the Patriot, which gave me some fits in terms of how its um, non-standard connectors work, even that one, it sprayed well. You're not going to buy a bad airbrush. It's just finding the ones that work, you know, that have the feature sets that you want. Having said that, there's always been something about that Watt HPCS. It's always just worked well. There's something about it. That's not model size. 0.7 isn't model size. You're talking about the Dendrobium? Yeah, it's not model size. Good morning, Kevin. Good morning. How are you, my friend? All right, let's start working on a few more of these things, shall we? Excuse me, so I'm just going to do a quick little check here on something. Okay. I'm thinking about one of those small tools for the 0.5. To be honest, yeah. Nice. I legit think the next airbrush I'm going to probably get is going to be the that trigger style, the Black Widow from. That's not good. The Black Widow at the Harbor Freight. Give it a try. Sorry, guys. Give me a second here. So step. There we go. Let's see what that looks like now, shall we? Side by side. Hey, Ray. Good morning. What's going on, brother? Yeah. I would use rattle cans for something the size of the Dendrobium. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of rattle cans. I'm trying to move away from using rattle cans if at all possible. It's a good word, Ray. Disposing of rattle cans sucks. Sir George, I love it. Sounds good. Harbor Freight 1, check out. Have it first, George. Oh, okay. Can I get a primer on that one, Tony? Was it something he thought was good, bad, or indifferent? Morning, Sir George. By the way, part of the customization was also doing the spaghetti matrix. Changing the swallowtail trigger to the more recent issue. It just goes over it in the detail. It's a good review for the airbrush. I'll take a look at that. I'm going to take a look at that. Just as an FYI, I'm not the biggest fan of Barbatos Rex. I got nothing personal against him. Please understand. I've watched a number of his reviews, and I think many of them are good. And I think he's close to being spot on in a lot of his observations. But his observations and mine have not always matched. So, any reviewer, it's like I kind of take with a grain of salt anyway. Yeah, I'm not doing good with that one. This one I'm having a bit of a struggle with here. I'm starting to get to the point where I'm thinning it out a little too much, too. He's okay. He just has some pretty honest reviews of airbrushes. The only ones that himself. His bad things sometimes when doing a review. Yeah. The place that I usually go to if I want to see an airbrush review, there's an Australian guy. He's got a page called it's the Airbrush Asylum. But even him, it's like every airbrush he's reviewed is like, these are great. He's never used an airbrush that hasn't been a good airbrush. Because that's kind of the point. The point is, I guess I use the example of like with audio speakers, 30, 40, 50 years ago, maybe you had to throw a rock to find a good one. Today, yeah, I thinned it out too much, but it is what it is. Let me see what it looks like compared to this. This may actually be more accurate. Huh. Yeah. In fact, there we go. That's my new. This one here is my new template. Yeah, absolutely. Taste is subjective. That is quite true. So, Peter, now that you've got all these airbrushes kind of worked on, what are you going to paint? Good morning. Hope everyone had a great week. Yeah, Mike, you too. How was your trip to Massachusetts? How was the post-holiday visit with your son and family? Joe, good morning. What's up, brother? Mike, before I forget, because I keep forgetting to ask, and I just remembered. Mike, can you do me a favor? I'm about to embarrass myself. Do you remember that list of categories you said that you created at PatCon for Maverick is finally starting to talk? Oh, that's awesome, man. If you remember that list that you kind of, I think, sent to Roy and to, I think you sent it to me. I tried finding it in text and in email, and I can't find it. If you still have that list in photographic copy or whatever, the list of categories that you think would be appropriate for a scale model show for cars, please forward that to me. And this time I'm going to save it in a super special file. Painting is on hold right now for the PGXC. I had to order more silver surfacer since I thought I had a second ball and I do not. Ooh, bummer. The Harpy. Once I go back to DK, I received the kit today. Oh, nice. Great. So are you going to use anything now? Are you going to do anything now? Are you working on a model now? Okay. There we go. Round up corners. Oops. Thinking about that discussion this past week. Oh, get it to you. I'm also wanting to get signed up with membership with Patriot. Just need to sit down and do it. Do it now, Mike. $15. Beginning of March goes up to 20. Love to have you back, Mike. That'd be great. But yeah, Mike, whenever you're set. Morning, George. Happy New Year. Oh, Mike. What's going on, brother? How are you? I need to film the chest and waist frame video and the LED install. And it's last thing I can paint about halfway in my part. Need diet on hand. Got it. Cool. Sounds like you got a whole plan ahead of you. When and how do we join the Zoom meetings? You get an invitation to the. You get a Zoom link and you just pop on. That's it. Once you're a member, the Zoom link gets sent out on like a couple days before the meeting. Good, man. Nice. We are going to be in Connecticut today, my wife and I, as we head down to watch our daughter cheer on the QU women's basketball team. Got it. Awesome. Yeah. And Mike, ping me if you have any questions, meaning that Mike Mods and Customs. If you have any questions about it, just hit me up. Text me, email me, whatever. I'll get back to you someday. No, as in while in Japan. No, my tools are back in. Don't you have a portable case or something like that? Hold it a second. Really? Dude, I've got a. Well, I generally don't leave home without some kind of tool, especially if I'm on a trip. It's like, oh, I'm taking my tool bag with me. They don't have any tools there in Japan. I'm sorry, you have to go to CT. Yeah, I'm the same way. I got to tell you, generally, I don't like Connecticut. Just saying. There's certain places I like. Anything from Hartford east, I'm okay with. Hartford west towards the city, always wigs me out. But I'm working on 2 ongoing projects. When in the VE-11 Thunder Seeker from Macross 7 and Regal Missile Carrier Type from Macross. I was actually going to start working on one of those in the original RE-1100 scale until you guys wanted me to work on the Harpy instead. I blame you all. Today's model build day at the store. We'll see if more than 2 people show up. Man, yeah, crazy. Back in the DK. Yeah, CT kind of sucks. Sometime in February, Nick. Oh, that's just around the corner. That's not so bad. So, Peter, I'm just curious because, like, when I go visit my wife, granted for a weekend or whatever, you guys know I'm doing a live stream up in Maine. But I bring a model to work on. I feel like I've got to work on it anyway. Conversation I was having with a couple people yesterday. It's one of the benefits of the live stream is whether I'm streaming or not is I'm up at 6 a.m. and spending at least an hour working on models. And I think that's very important for me. Okay, let's work on another one of these. I think I legitimately continue to fuck this one up. Maybe not. Let's see. This should be 8.5. Yeah, it's 8.5 from the top. Okay, so I'm not fucking it up. I got it right. I thought they'd lame to see you fall to peer pressure and succumb to the masses for this build. Nice. I do want to get back to doing Macross March at some point. I'm just saying. I do want to get back to it. You know, the Destroids have been super fun to work on. You know, I built, 2, and I've got the Glouge, and now I want to work on one of the Regals. Okay. So last night at our Patriot meeting, we had a good meeting. It was a short meeting. It wasn't as well attended. It's funny when I first started, a middle of the road maybe attendance was something like anywhere from 13 to 15, 16 people. Now like a poor attendance is like 22, which I'm really happy about. We have a new member sign up last night. We've been adding between a member or two, new member or two a month over the last 6 months. which is nice. We've been growing pretty significantly, but it's also interesting to see, like, when you look around, it's like, oh, there's only 22, 23 people here. That used to be a packed meeting when I first started with the club. So it's nice to see that we're getting a lot of action. They're taking some time as I am playing with the idea of adding fiber optics for lighting effects. Oh, nice. Well, Peter, you probably watched Gundamonium Works. Mike is really good at adding, particularly adding fiber LEDs to Macross kits. Yeah, he's good at that stuff. All right. One tool, two tools. Champagne problems. Yeah. Yeah. True. So let's see if Nick is right. One a day will get us, it'll take us another 7 days to get these done. Before I forget, let's also do this. Hi, chat. There we go. This is just to make sure I'm not missing anybody's commentary. I just saw someone do the fiber and the light up panels and the Gundam X kit for the solar cannon reflectors. It looked cool. So cool. That's nifty. Wow. Yeah, I've never tried that before. So a new experience for me. Yeah. I've done LEDs once, and it was very early on, like within my first year of getting into Gundam, and it was on the Goof. It was an HG 1144 scale, ran wire, hand soldered. And I'll probably still do it just because I like doing it, but it's like, ugh, what a bear. Hand soldered an LED onto some wire, and basically the mono eye is lit. That was fun. But at the same time, I keep thinking, is LED work something that I want to do? And it's like, yeah, I don't know. I like LEDs, but I know guys like James King and Mike Wine, Gundamonium Works. You know, these guys are really into that stuff, and I think that's great. I think for me, it's like there are certainly models that I want to do that with. But not a whole lot of them. Ooh, this would be a little extreme. Maybe not. I don't think I've seen Bill in a long time. Bill Rushlam. You guys remember Bill Rushlam? Bill was great. And I'm hoping when Tim starts his YouTube channel back up that Bill will return. But Bill's suggestion for having these things, never thought I'd use these tools as much. You know, these angle guides, I don't know, 15, 20 bucks, whatever it was I paid. When you need them, boy, they come in super handy. What's wrong with the LED lighting is in a kit is that I turn it on and take photos to post and it never gets turned on again. No one comes to see my collection. Yeah. Well, you know what you could do? You could put the models on a timer and just have them come on through the day and then go off at a certain time. Just saying, it's possible. I have an Imperial shuttle that I'll put LEDs in, but I think broke them, and the build has been on the shelf of doom ever since. Oh, Mike. I'm sorry, Mike. Mike, are you currently working on any projects or not? Oh, that seems like an idea, but the only one here to see it is dog and cats. Tony, can you participate, or is there a group, either a show nearby or an IPMS or other type of modeling group? I mean, Mike was just mentioning, Mike, I got to start distinguishing between the two. Mike Mods and Custom was talking at the beginning how he has, that they at their shop have a build day. If you have a shop, maybe they can start a build day if they don't already have one. Or if you have an IPMS chapter nearby, can you attend something like that? I mean, I'm going to be the first to admit, and this is going to sound kind of interesting, guys. I'm going to give you an interesting little take on George in just a second here. Edwin, good evening, my friend. How are you? Nope, the mojo is dead. Ooh, dead sounds almost permanent, Mike. I hope that's not the case. Yeah, I put a motor in a single prop plane, but I'm the only one that pushes the button to watch it spin. Yeah, same here. I hear you on that. But Nick, have you ever brought it to like a show? So I brought the my Der Roten Kometen to a couple of different shows. It's not a great model. I mean, in terms of like the finish work, it's good. I enjoy doing it. It's an early diorama for me. But just having that thing spin with the Zaku's neck scarf kind of blowing in the wind, it's fun. And I've gotten comments about that in particular. Oh, look at that! It's blowing its scarf. It's like, yeah. Don't know it will. I don't know. I do know there is an Ohio group, but I think it is one of the major cities like Cincinnati and Columbus. I was thinking about trying to get to the local comic shop to sponsor a group. I don't know. Not a bad idea. Comic shops are good. There was a comic shop up in Nashua, New Hampshire that did that, and they had a large Gundam turnout. I heard a 3D kit hoping to kick in the vibe, but it showed up yesterday and it's awful. So that's not getting. Oh, can you return it, Mike? I'm gonna a couple things. The first is I got to tell you, one of the things that's reinvigorated me on model work. It's not working on any modern Gundams. It's actually I'm getting further and further away from that. I like snapping them up, but they don't necessarily kind of move me as much as like working on like an older model, whether an older Gundam model, an older Macross model, a Harpy, the Crusher Joe thing. This stuff is the things that get me. But I'll also say the models that have gotten me the most jazzed, the new models that have gotten me the most jazzed, those Meng 1/72 scale tanks are fabulous. They're just super fun to build. Accurate, probably, but details on them and just the way they come together. Mike, I'm not. I don't know if you're into armor or not, but that little model. I got one sitting here in a box. I've got one kind of started somewhere. They're fun. So limited space, but he's always sold Gunpla since I was a kid. I know him from being a customer for many years, so it might be a possibility. That's a good one. Oh, speaking of hobby shops, another one down. Toy City in Keene, New Hampshire, closed. Owner retired. Wow. Toy City, boy, he must. God, not a surprise. I'm still of the belief that scale modeling is now having it's having a pullback. We are going to be seeing fewer and fewer shops because I think, now that we're through COVID, the the fury of models is behind us, unfortunately. I think I need to do a full scratch. Oh, there you go. Mike, that'd be awesome. Well, it's okay. Just do the retirement. You can't blame the guy. No, you can't blame the guy. But again, the thing is, there isn't somebody to take up the cause after that. That's it's not a fault of the owner for closing down. I'm sure he also didn't have somebody who was like, hey, I'll buy your shop. So the unfortunate part is that you're not only closing, it's like nobody's taking over. I have like 5 armor kits in progress, each of them stalled out. I just lose focus and have no idea why. Mike, you and I need to hang out again. I need to get you jazzed up again. But in all seriousness, it'd be nice just to hang out again. Maybe do like an Akiba day or something like that at some point. Or maybe do something like a Gundam Galaxy or someplace. Just even if it's not about like having a model to build, just sitting down and shooting the shit in a store or something. That's the unfortunate part for sure. Yeah. Anyone hear of Decotura, Japanese truck culture? I'd love to see a model Decotura. Could probably make one of the spare parts. Yeah, man. Remember, Mike, I'm down in Connecticut a lot more now than I have in the last, almost 2 decades. For the next 3 years, I'm down in that area. Certified hobby fluffer. Oh, God, yeah. Do you need a lift? I'm your man. That and Bosozuku. I have never heard of this thing. What is this thing? Yeah, speaking of scratch building, Mike, I'm kind of back in my element now with doing this. I agree with you. I think scratch building or just customizing is always going to be sort of my bag. I was about to say earlier on, a couple minutes ago, one of the things I enjoy about modeling, for me, modeling is a very personal journey. I honestly, I like showing my models. I like seeing other people's models and all that. But for me, it's not about presenting my models or having people present theirs. I like seeing other people's work. But for me, the strength of this hobby is always, this is my creative outlet. And especially when we're doing things like trying to find ways of fixing stuff. I'm not going to be the guy who's going to come up with a unique design. I've tried, and I still have an idea for something I do have to try to scratch build from, 100% with a scratch built complete idea, like a brand new concept for something. But for me, the hobby is about being able to let my creativity come out. I'm not going to make film. No, that's maybe not 100% true. Maybe someday I'll return to some of that too when I have a little more time. But I'm not going to make it as professionally or anything like that. But this is how I kind of get my artistic side out. I can't paint. I can't draw for shit. Look at my daughter and my wife, and I mean, they can do stick figures better than I can do anything like trying to attempt a real life anything. Their stick figures look better. Japanese truck culture that makes them look like carnival rides. Oh, kind of cool. Customizing 18-wheeler cabs. Think of a carnival ride on wheels. Tons of lights. Oh, that's kind of nifty. Oh, I'm gonna have to look into that. Decotura. Interesting. Yeah, problem solving has a huge appeal for me as well. Yeah. Yeah. If this is why it's like snapping something together. Great. Go do it while watching TV. Go do it while hanging out with people. I started snapping up the new RE100 Denange last night. And it's a fun model. And I look at it and my first thought's, okay, how do I customize it? But it's a fun snap together model. But things like, the work that was done on the tank up here or that Maquet kit, that kind of stuff where, you do something better, or even still the Spartan or the Phalanx, the Gouge, the GM Cannon that I did, the Batplane, all of that stuff. I think that's where the creativity really comes through. In particular, when and I like that, and I kind of need that in my life. I need that creative outlet in my life. Legit. If I didn't have it, I don't know. I miss Mountain Park. Can't dismiss the Big E. I hear we're talking about the Big E. I guess there's a big train show coming up at the Big E, or some kind of expo. This is the Big E. I miss Mountain Park. I probably miss Storyland and Brimfield too. Never been to Storyland. So, Japanese car culture, they are not without humor. Italian cars are Itasha in Japanese. And can I ask what Itasha means? I mean, I kind of understand some of it. Like Ita, I think, is Italian and Sha car, if I am correct. Jitensha, Sha being some kind of like a moving vehicle. Then we were looking for is Decotora. Thank you, Edwin. As we were watching anime, girl decals are also called Itasha, but written with the kanji for painful, making them be named painful or embarrassing cars. Interesting. Why would anybody paint a raunchy anime figure on a vehicle? No offense. It's like, guys, you want to go surf porn? Go surf porn. But why put it on your car? Huge train show at the Big E. Takes up like 4 buildings every February. Yeah, I hear it's January this year, though, Ray. Am I correct? Now, again, I could be wrong. The guys were mentioning it last night. I gotta tell you, it sounds kind of fabulous. Measurements. Interesting. All right, let's see how this looks next. These things side by side. So far, so good. Let's round it. The entire subculture in Japan. Okay. To which I would say, guys, instead of putting scantily clad, anime characters on your car, why don't you go start dating? It's like the proverbial William Shatner saying, get out of your basement. What do I look like? Some sort of spokesperson for the Eastern States Fairground? Yes. You work there, don't you, Ray? Unofficially, of course. Then your best. Well, I look like some sort of spokesperson for the Eastern States Fairground. Nice. Okay. This may actually require being pulled back a little bit more. Look at that. We'll see. Yep. Let's round those corners a little bit more. It's about the waifu culture among the otaku. That is why girls are around the. Yeah. Well, gotta tell you. Still like to just tell these guys, just give it a rest. Stop being an incel. Go out there. Instead of doing stuff like that, just find a way of actually relating with women instead. You might get lucky. Just saying. Imagining Itasha culture is big among virgins. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So it looks. Thin it down a little bit more. So you should dogpile that, but probably clog up Firefox and Ubuntu. Then we'll get the buffer wheel. Yep. There was a PSA commercial with Chatting talking about bullies. It was along the lines they had a bat run. Nice. I'm gonna pull this one back a little bit more. Grr. Okay. Yeah. Question is, am I going to get 2 of these done today? That I'm not 100% certain of yet. I'd like to. That'll get me up to about 4 of them. So one side could be done. Down a garment company, but nobody wanted to buy Shatner panties. Nice. Anything became a thing. People have forgotten the skill of actually talking to a woman in person. I think there might be some truth to that, Tony. Yeah. It's hard. Look, it's hard to engage with somebody, in general, especially if you're a bit of an introvert. Yeah, it's a hard thing. At the same time, dude, give it a try. Give it a try. So they used to say on Yo Gabba Gabba, try it. You're going to like it. Yeah, she came up and I was like, whatever. Anthony, Italian cars are written Itashaya, katakana, it's Italian and kanji. Yep. Decal cover cars are written kanji for pain. Both are pronounced Itash. What? Hope that explains. But no, actually explains completely. To which I would say again, crazy. Guys, get a life. Go out there and get a life. All right, number 3 done. Again, perfect? Nope. Gonna make a bunch of these, see where they go. So far, they look pretty damn good. Not gonna complain. Perfect. Nope. 8.5. Let's see if I can get another one done. I got another 23 minutes to go. Putting the ladies on the car so they can practice. Yeah. Okay. To which I would say, good fucking luck with that. Here we go. Pen. Start putting some of these things away. Maybe I'll just pull them out again as necessary. Okay. Just putting away tools that I don't need right now. Really good. Don't bet your friends. Ken told me they pay extra. Should we send George the links to the Strange Addiction episode where the guy talks about Airwolf? No. Our guys probably look at our Gundam builds and think, get a life about us. Yeah, could be. The only difference I will say, at least I'm married. Dated a few times. Even while I was building Gundams. Anyway. Hey, sorry, it's only 1 cup of coffee assumption because I can only guess. Got your characters aren't there 50,000. They only teach 1,000 something in school. Michael Vincent Fever over here. Nice. Yeah, I think they're 2,300 officially. There are more. Aren't there something like 4,000 or 5,000 if I'm correct? But in China, there are probably thousands. Yeah. Yes, that is correct. Yeah, I think I'm going back a number of years. When I took Japanese, I think officially there were something like between, again, I don't remember the exact number, but I believe it was somewhere between like 1,900 and 2,300. And my understanding is that officially that list changes, correct? Because the official list, I think, is like what it's expected to be read in a newspaper. Like if you want to read a Japanese newspaper, you need to understand, be able to understand these characters. At least that's how it was explained to me years ago. Reading comments and drinking coffee will not get more parts built. Get back to work one day. One a day. Nick. Hey, Nick, by the way, what are you doing right now? What model work are you doing right this very moment? Yeah, I got you, brother. I got you. Chicks dig modelers. Absolutely. Okay. We get Nick a speaker in your basement. He can yell motivational. Yeah. Nick is like the overlord and master. Get back to work. You're not putting enough rivets on. Yeah, Nick's entire raison d'etre is exactly that, is to beat the shit out of me. Okay. I am mentally building out all the custom work I'm doing on the Harpy while enjoying the company of my lapdog. Oh, I see. So literally, your model building is being vicariously done by me. I need that speaker too. We might have to start calling Nick Big Brother. It's a good recommendation, Ray. Oh yeah, I haven't added a single rivet to the Maquet kit yet. Nice. Well, going full supervillain, hanging in a big chair with a little animal. I know. We don't see his head. We just see him holding a pet and rubbing under its chin as it's very comfortable. Dr. Claw, yeah. Or Blofeld, take your pick. To extend to expect something else, then you claim to have a modeling career and body of work. Well, I hope I don't have a modeling career. At least depends on what you mean by modeling. Let's see. You're a very slow, vicarious builder. Nick on screen constantly shouting motivational phrases. Sounds like a little 1984 to me. I know. I can actually, that's what I want. I want a picture of Nick in that Big Brother kind of TV style, and I'm going to put it right here. And him, just every time I look up, Big Brother is watching you. Ray already done more work on the Harpy than Geo. Really? What have you done on the Harpy, Nick? I'm legitimately curious. What have you done? I got that picture. He's actually, I know he's assembled his. He's assembled a new Harpy. I'm sure he's come a lot further than I have, since this is the only stuff I've done so far on mine. One to sell. I will likely end up working on the other one once I get this done. I mean, once this these parts are made. Okay. Oops. Check that again. Need to hit that. I think we've all snap built ours. Really? Hey, guys, today is my birthday. Hey, Damien, happy birthday to you, my friend. Welcome and happy birthday. Hopefully you have a lovely day today. Any plans for your birthday, Damien? Describing and building some of the gum ports to light with fiber optics. Nice. Birthday, Damien. Didn't anyone think getting older is a trap? I mean, happy birthday. All right. Picture of Joe with hair saved. You need that for the profile. Oh, I posted that on my Instagram account. Oh, God, years ago. Introduce your girlfriends. All right. Interesting. It's all for you, Damien. The open. I don't need any hairy Geo pictures. Oh, you know you do. You want one in your collection. Yes, he tries to duck you with wigs. Me and her are going to do some fun stuff together for my birthday. Nice. I'm assuming this is like a girlfriend that you were talking about. Cool, man. Well, I hope you guys have a lovely outing. That's awesome. Hello. All right. Let's do some measuring. Bring that down a little bit. And that one there. Okay. How much time? Oh, 10 minutes. Yeah, actually, I think we're in a good place here. Let's see how wide this top part is, but so far, so good. Yeah, I just need to pull back a little bit. It's going to start thinning this thing out a little bit more. All right. Pretty damn good so far. Check the angles, and then we're going to start rounding it. So I've gotten 2 done. Hey, Seb. How are you, my friend? I'm turning 15. Ooh, mercy. Good times, Damien. Yeah, and I hope you have a good time. And again, happy birthday to you, brother. That's great. Let's see. Nothing else. I can sit at the bench and drink coffee. Yes, you can. Back to work, Mike. We are always watching. Big brother Nick. That might be your new nickname, brother. And George, hi, everyone. Did the same one fave brought to you? Probably, yeah. Likely, that's the one. It's the one when I'm sitting at my desk where I've got a little Gundam figure, a Zaku, and one of the old Char Zakus, which is this one right here. It's that one right there. Made something like almost 40 years ago. Yeah, it was 40 years ago. Hi, Seb. Doing good. Woke up not long ago. And how are you? I'm doing all right. Had a good day yesterday, particularly with my model group. I'm at the bench working on a model. Can't really complain. And I hope everything is going well with you, Seb. Hope you've had a good week. Are you, I know you've got a peculiar schedule. Are you working today or are you off? And if you're off, doing anything fun? Damien is celebrating his birthday. Again, happy birthday to Damien. Oh, exactly. They go 3 times faster than the others. Nah. That Zaku at some point probably did go 3 times faster than others. It's missing parts, which is interesting. I mean, it's obviously it's traveled a lot over the years. It's done all right. Oh, let's take a look. A little comparo here. It's looking a little large. Gonna have to thin it out a little bit more. 6 minutes. Can I do this in 6 minutes? And the answer is I think I can. So I think I need to thin it out a little bit more up at the top here. Get that belly taken care of. Give me 1 second here, guys. 1, 2. Still a little thick. There we go. Now let's finish this thing off. Sorry, guys. Zaku. First day off. I finished my 3rd night shift this morning. Next shift, Monday night. Nice. Well, I hope you do something fun before you have to return. Having a birthday party today. That's right. Oh, that's right. You're having the Mavis's official birthday party today. Is that correct? Everyone is welcome to come jump in the bounce house, man. I would love to be there to do that. Okay. That right there. Sorry, guys. Give me a second. Got to fix something here. This thing. Yeah, it's weird. It's off and not off. I might flatten the bottom part instead. Let's see. little better. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to get lines. Yeah, that's kind of right. Just going to flatten this bottom section a little bit. All right. How much time I got? Ooh, 2 minutes. Boy, this is perfect timing. There we go. Set it down. Another one almost bites the dust. Sorry, guys. I really want to get this done before I have to take off in a couple of minutes here. Let's see. We principally rest. I begin my shift with a broken freight train. Ooh, in the tube. That doesn't sound good. I'm going to have a long because there's so much stuff I need for my birthday. My girlfriend name is Elisa. Is Alicia? Oh, nice. My wife's name is Elisa. Cool. Pretty name. Rinses off pretty easily. Got to bounce. Later, gents. Remember, life is sexually transmitted and 100% fatal. Later, Peter. Thank you for that thought. For an extra $10, they do all the cleanup. Oof. They do all the cleanup. Oh, that $10 is so worth it. So what you did there. Everyone tells me what your favorite Gundam. My favorite Gundam. For me, it's always been the Gundam Mark II. Always been the Gundam Mark II. Okay. Last little play here. Flatten that bottom out. There we go. All right. 4 of these are done. Oops. So I got 4 of these little doodads now done. 4 more to go. Yeah, they're looking actually almost close enough. They'll do. All right. Let's see what we got here. Later, guys. Have a great weekend. Mike, you as well, brother. Please send me no pineapple pizza. That thing is heresy, punishable by. Oh, I agree with you. No pineapple pizza. Yeah. So absolutely not. Pineapple on pizza. Yeah. I mean, again, it's funny how polarizing it is, but no. Later, Nick. All right, guys. Time for me to roll as well. Stay safe and stay sane. Thanks, everybody, for being here today. I truly do appreciate it. Good conversations this morning. Definitely keeping me going, especially when you got guys like, Big Brother Nick over your shoulder, making sure get your model work done. So with that, guys, go out there and do good and brighten the world as much as you possibly can. I don't think it's saying going out of turn here and saying it is a dangerous world out there. Every day it's getting crazier, nuttier, and more dangerous. And I think the reason is we've lost compassion. Go out there and continue to show the love and passion that we have for each of us, just like we do here every day, right? Prove to the world that we are better than the evilness that can sometimes come out. So do good, be kind, show love. All right. I'll be back on again tomorrow, same time, same channel. Enjoy the day, guys. Do good, and I'll catch you on the flip. Peace.